A viewer left a comment on when I was doing this coolant system for my lathe, and he commented on I had shown this, and just recently I put it back on. Well, it doesn't travel with the compound, and so can't use it. He left a comment, and it was on a video I'd put a good while back, and he said probably too late to leave a comment. It's never too late to leave a comment. Always, if you have a suggestion or anything, feel free to put it on. And I wanted to show him what I come up with, my final thing that works perfect for the coolant for my lathe. Now I have my quick change tool post off. I have the little milling thing on. I'm working on a gear, but I have it set up here that I can show exactly what I finally come up with. I had it on before, and I still got to make a little modification, but it works great. It puts a coolant right on the tool. If you have it going on the part you're cutting, it just flies everywhere. So, and especially the more speed you have, the more it flies. This keeps it down. Here's the cutting quick change tool post off of my compound. I have it off right now, and you can see I have a blade. This is a piece of brake tubing for on a car, and then I have my hose coming off, and I just made a little clip up here, and I added an extra nut that so I can still loosen this part and work with it. But I have that, and I can turn this back and forth like this, and I can slide it, loosen this and slide it in and out, and I get it so it goes right on here. I have it right on that little screw that holds the carbide cutter in, and I put that stream on there, and like I showed before, I have the valves up here. This is from an aquarium shop that I can adjust it. I have an overflow that goes down, and this is the one that'll feed into this. So I can adjust the stream the way I want it, so it's not too much. I keep a nice little steady stream on there. It's amazing how nice that does, and when I turn my lathe off to maybe mic it or something, I feel it to see if it's hot, the part I'm cutting. And it's usually, with this going on it, it's usually cool because it gets some on it. But this is working out perfect. I like it. It's simple, works great. So something else I've been working on. This is a milling attachment I bought off of eBay, and then I made this unit here to cut gears with. This is the plastic original gear. I had made one out of plastic and shown it. Then one day I'm looking at it, I was lubing stuff and that, and here 2 teeth chipped off. Well, I got to looking at it, and I didn't have it completely running true from the hole in the side to the outer edge. It was like just a little bit of a wobble, not much. And it chipped 2 teeth, but they weren't together. They were like separated. So I run it, it's still running great. You'd never even know they're broke. They're not broke clear down in, clear off. There's some left. And I thought the other day, well, yesterday it was 54 in western Pennsylvania. Today it's like 28. We got our snow finally. Yesterday it rained a lot. You can see out there it's snowing, but that's a freezing wet snow. It's like almost like ice. And the other day it was 54 and nice, no rain, everything. And I said, well, I have a time. I wanted to melt some aluminum cans. I have tons of aluminum cans we've saved up over the years, and people's given them to me. So I took, this is a tomato paste can, and I haven't machined it or anything, poured that. Then another one is, this is out of a piece of tubing from a treadmill, the roller. You cut that and you can make, I have a bunch of different lengths, but it always comes out real nice. You pour it, and I've shown it, you pour it, and then what you do is wait about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, hit it with cold water with a hose, and that just loosens up. It shrinks the aluminum, and it just sets in there and bobs around. You can just slide it right out. Perfect. Then I took a big can. This is tomato sauce, and I poured it, not quite halfways, and I made an aluminum gear that I'm cutting for the back of the lathe. I want to get some more of that plastic. I don't have enough left. It's a 2-part mixture. I've shown it. It's on eBay. Really hard plastic, nice stuff. I want to do another one, but I found why my gear was just a little bit off. It wasn't perfect. So I took my unit there and I took it apart and I looked at it, and I found when I cut it just a little tad small, the diameter that goes through the gear. So it had a little bit of play, so when you put it on, you could be a little off. The aluminum gear the same way. So I made another shaft for in here. Right in there, the shaft that holds all this. This was the original shaft. You put the plastic one on top, then you had a flat here with this piece I made to hold the gear I'm cutting. They hold together, and then this goes in to hold them. I'm in the process. These are cut already. I still have a good ways to go. But I made this, that this part had to really push on. I kept it as close as I could. In the same way with this part will slide up and down to, you know, get it centered. And I've been working on that. And this, I can only feed in 3/1000 on the back side. I have a fly cutter that's cutting the grooves that I shaped. Because all my, when you bolt this down, it's solid right here. But I'm cutting clear over here, and all this is hanging out. I have it really locked down and steady, but you can't cut hard on aluminum, even aluminum. Plastic, I could cut pretty good. I think I was cutting like 15, 20 thousandths going up and down, and I'd feed it in, and you have to go a depth on this of 75 thousandths, and it works. So the aluminum one, I can only cut about 3 thousandths at a time, and I go up and down. Then my last cut on it, when I get to that 75, I go up and down about 3 times, cranking this up and down, and you can feel it like still cutting because of the pressure on the tool, and it takes that off and gets the right depth. So I'm going to make it aluminum. I just wanted to try it, put it on, but I definitely want to get some more of this plastic. This plastic is so great. I have it right here. I showed it before. You look at the box of this and then look on eBay and you can find it. Amazing casting resin, and it is amazing. 2 parts. You mix it and it's a little, almost like clear, but then all of a sudden when it starts hardening, it turns white. Then another thing is, like I'll put it in one of these cans and then cut it, just cut it down and rip it open. But once you pour that, you want to wait maybe, I think, 30 minutes. You don't want to leave it overnight. I thought you could leave it overnight, but it's so sticky, that stuff. And when it's in the can, when it's in this can, it doesn't dry because it's, you know, surrounded by metal. So after about 30 minutes, you want to take it out of there and let the gear set out overnight or so, you know, until it's all real solid. And then you can machine it, easy to machine. It's hard, good plastic, beautiful stuff. So that's what I've been working on. It's just one thing after another. Snow and stuff. I haven't even got to the bikes yet. I got to detail them and clean them good for next summer or this summer. Now it's 2019. Went to Harbor Freight, called them, 2 of them. Do you have any more of them LED lights? I have one or 2 more. No, we don't know when they're coming in. Don't have them, and on and on. So finally, the one day I told the wife, you want to go over to Harbor Freight? I want to pick up a couple things, you know. And went over, and I always check out clearance. I was on my way back, and I passed the aisle where the lights were, and I looked, a whole bunch of them. I said, all right, so I got 2 more in here. Worked beautiful. I have 3 strips. Gives me more light than 8 fluorescents. 8 fluorescent bulbs I had in here. I got 3 of these LEDs, and they use a lot less electric. Then a guy comes to the door the other day, and he's a meter guy from the power company. We have to put in smart meters. And I said, well, can I refuse this meter? He said, yes, you can. He said, I'll leave. He's a young fella. And I said, well, you know, they're putting out radiation, all this. He said, well, it's up to you. And I said, put it in, but I'm putting a Faraday cage over it. And you can look it up on YouTube, and they'll show how to do it. and to stop the radiation. Now their signals still get out because now they know how much electric you use. They don't have to have a meter man. If you say you didn't pay your bill with the old meters, they had to go through court to be allowed to come and turn off your power, because if it's in the middle of winter, they don't want it off. Now with these smart meters, they can shut your power off from where they're at. They don't have to come out to your house. Just another thing. So what I did was I got some aluminum screen, and you cut a 15-inch square and mark the middle of that, lay it on your meter and push it back around it, put a hose clamp around the back to hold the screen over it, and then take scissors and cut the excess off. They'll never know it. So I told him, I said, well, I'm putting a Faraday cage on. I don't think he understood what it was, and I explained it, and he said, that's fine. Well, he can't okay it or nothing. So I've done, I think, 5 so far around here, 5. I might have another one for the neighbors over here. I have to talk to them. You know, you want one on, I'll put it on. I got all the stuff. So one thing after another, and then, but it's interesting. This has taken a long time to cut, but I like doing that kind of stuff, you know, design it and everything, and that holder. I'd seen some on YouTube, and I thought, I always change mine up a little bit to fit this lathe. It's just a 9x20 Enco, but it's a beautiful little lathe. I've done so much on it, fixed so many things. So all I can say is, have a good day.